What's up, guys? Welcome to another video on the Freedom Seekers channel, the place where I am sharing my freedom journey and where you can learn to be your own boss so that being free is not just a hope, but can be your reality. But only if you take action. Now, if this is your first time watching me, welcome. And if you have seen my videos before, I hope that this one provides you with some more value. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get product reviews on autopilot. Now, if you are already selling on Amazon and not doing this, you need to do so right now. Because trust me, you're missing out on potential reviews. And every review is worth its weight in gold. I'm talking about follow-up emails. When customers purchase from you, you want to be sending them emails or follow-up emails or a sequence of emails. Right, so how to get product reviews on autopilot. Now, since Amazon changed their terms of service maybe over a year ago and banned incentivized reviews, getting reviews have become even harder. But you'll notice that the value of reviews has not changed because customers still use them as social proof when shopping on Amazon. Now, this only makes sense because if you put yourself in a customer's shoes, you realize that you do the exact same thing. And when you go to, let's say, for example, you want to buy a product and you search for it and you get the search results, and product B has 0 or maybe let's say a handful of reviews, and you see ahead of it or on the same page another product with 100 reviews, you are more likely to buy that other product that has 100 reviews because it provides that social proof that, hey, so many people have bought this product before, so this product must be good, especially if those other people have left 4 or 5-star reviews. And so you are more likely to buy a product which has more reviews. Now, we can argue that there's some products that don't require as many reviews to sell well, and in some cases it's better to go after those products if you're going to sell, to go after those products. But in almost every case, reviews do make a difference to your sales. So as sellers, we need to adjust our approach. Because one thing that you need to expect when selling on Amazon is that there will be change, right? This is Amazon's platform and they can do whatever they want at any given moment, right? They can change your terms of service. That's their prerogative. But that does not take away from the fact that Amazon is an amazing platform to launch your business. So that's why we are taking advantage of it right now. So in a future video, I will talk about systems and processes that you need to put in place to build a sustainable and long-term business, especially as it relates to getting reviews, such as having your own email list or doing a pre-launch campaign or so on. Because right now there are methods that you can use to get reviews, but they are not as robust and just takes a lot more effort to get initial reviews when you launch products. And so there are things that we can put in place to make that job a lot easier in the long run, but it takes time and it takes some amount of effort up front to put these things in place. But that's for a future video. So today, what we're talking about, what we're focusing on is follow-up email sequence. And what that really means is when a customer purchases your product, you want to be sending them a series of emails from the moment they buy your product. And there are software out there that you can use or you can subscribe to that will do this automatically for you. So you set it up once and you forget it, right? You just let the software do its job. And there are many examples out there. There are many services out there that do this for you. Two of the more popular ones are SalesBacker and Feedback Genius. Now, I personally use SalesBacker. I've used both of them in the past, but right now I'm only using SalesBacker just because I found it to be a lot more easier to use, a lot more friendly. But really, any autoresponder that you use achieves more or less the same thing. It's just a matter of preference, in my opinion. Now, getting to the meat of the matter, what works for me is this: 3 emails, a 3 email sequence. The first one is just thanking the customer for their purchase, right? You need to thank the customer because they didn't have to buy your product. Perhaps they had 100 other sellers that they could have bought the product from, but they chose yours. So you need to thank them for their purchase. And in that email, you can go over the company mission, share with them the big idea or the reason why you're selling this product, or anything along those lines. You want to empathize with the customer, or you want to meet the customer at their level. All right, so you talk about the reasons for this product, right? Why does this product exist, right? What purpose does it serve? What problem is it solving for the customer? So you need to talk about that, or other future assistance that you are offering the customer, right? Because on Amazon, customer service is a really big deal. The more that you can offer the customer in terms of that customer service, is the better the relationship that you have with that customer or with that person, and the more likely it is that they will buy from you in the future, or even reorder if it's a product that requires like a subscription, or it's like if it's a consumable, especially if your product is a consumable, they'll be more likely to reorder from you or buy again. The second email that I send is purely content based, something valuable that ties into getting the best result with the product, that will help them solve the core problem the best or fastest or most efficient way. And what this does is that it establishes your brand as an authority and sets up for future business. One of the things that I've tried also in the past and right now with some of my products is that I include an ebook with my very first email, and that more or less covers what the second email might cover, but you can mix and match how you want to do it, right? Because there's no one size fits all. There's no one template or one solution that works for everybody and for every product. So you need to test and try and see what works best for you and for your market. So as I said, you can include an ebook in the first email. And for the second email, it's just content based, right? You're providing more value, right? The customer is currently using your product. And you can send the second email maybe, I don't know, depending on what the product is. If it's a consumable or a topical skincare product, you might want to wait a couple of weeks before sending out that second email, a week or two before sending out the second email. And it's really just content based, right? You are providing more value, talking about how they can better use the product, right? What other things they can do to help the problem that you're trying to solve. And in this way, it's like you're establishing a rapport with the customer, right? You're establishing that relationship, right? It's not just, buy more from me or go and leave me a review. You're warming the customer to you, right? The customer is no longer cold, you're warming them to you. So that's the second email. Now, the third and perhaps final email is where you ask for the review. Now, this is where you have to be very careful with your wording. And some sellers in the past have gotten into trouble with emails because of the way they word it, right? Or the way they structure their emails. So you want to be very careful when asking for a review, right? If you say the same shit that everyone always says, like, oh, I'm a small family-owned business, reviews help out a lot, blah, blah, blah. That customers have gotten old to that. That's customers have gotten very used to that sort of a wording and storyline. So, try to be genuine, try to be unique in what you're talking about to your customers, right? Saying things like that isn't as effective as it used to be, right? Especially when you have thousands and hundreds of thousands of people talking about the same thing or having the same story, right? It gets stale after a while. So I position this email as a potential benefit to them, right? Yes, you're asking them for a review, but the way you phrase it, it's like you're positioning it as a benefit, right? Like letting us know how we're doing. Right? This is the whole purpose of a review, right? You let the brand or the company know how we're doing, right? How have you enjoyed the product and how have you been using it? Because this information allows us to continue to provide the best products and service to you as possible, right? So, just play around with how you can structure it so that you don't come off as just merely asking for a review just for a review's sake, right? What benefit is the customer getting out of it by doing this, right? Because they are taking time out of their day to log on to their Amazon account and leave you this review. So what benefit am I as a customer going to get from doing this? And so that's where you have to phrase and word your email so that the customer themselves see the benefit of doing this, right? If you have a core impact model established in your business, you could also touch on that, and it will help with your review rate as well, right? So what is the purpose, like the overarching purpose of your business, right? For example, if you're selling supplements or weight loss supplements, right, you want to help, your overarching goal is to help your customers or help people to lose weight in a sustainable and an effective way, right? A way that works. And one thing that you have to understand as well is that buyers get email fatigue. When and especially if your emails suck, they're not going to read it. They're just going to delete it and send it to a spam folder or something like that. So bottom line, don't write sucky emails. Be different, be engaging, and give your brand a voice. So those are the 3 emails, and of course remember that you have to try, right? As I said earlier, one size doesn't fit all. One email template or one sequence of emails may work for one product and might not work for another product. So you have to test. Another important thing to point out is that Amazon made a change a few months ago where they allow customers to opt out of receiving emails from third-party sellers. Now, don't worry about this because majority of customers will not opt out. And if they opt out, then you have the bulk of your other customers will still be receiving their emails. So don't worry about that, but it's just something that you need to be aware of, because sometimes when you send the emails, you get like I think it's an auto response that says this customer has opted out of receiving emails or something along those lines. So just need to be aware of that and to expect it when it does happen. The other thing I wanted to do was just show you maybe a quick demo of SalesBacker. The other thing is, what is the review rate that you can expect from follow-up emails? And the truth of the matter is that the conversion rate or the review rate is very low. It's like if you get 3%, thank the heavens, because 3% is a very good review rate. It means that for every 100 customer that buys or that you send the email to, 3 will leave a review. And believe me, that is good. Now, of course, you want to bring that review rate as high as possible. I mean, if you get to 10%, keep doing what you're doing, because that is an awesome review rate. But 3% is really the going rate for reviews. Tear your head out if you're not getting 7, 8, 9, 10% review conversion. So right now, for me, I think in the last year, my review conversion has been 5.3%. So that's not bad. So just to recap, you need to set from day one. You need to set up your autoresponder and follow-up emails, so that this can help you get reviews. Over time, it will help you get reviews. So that's how you set up. That's how you get product reviews on autopilot. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope that you got a lot of value from it. And this is just one thing that you can do to help grow your business and to put in place from day one for your FBA business or your Amazon business. It's an actionable, practical thing that you must do to take advantage of being able to send emails to customers through Amazon. So that's it. If you have any questions, or if there's anything that you needed me to go over, maybe if you want me to share a template, an actual email template with you, that's something I'd be happy to share with you. Just leave a comment, or you can send me an email, whichever works for you. Again, if there are any questions or any topics that you want me to cover in future videos, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. If you found value in this video, also make sure that you subscribe. You hit the subscribe button, and see you in the next video.